We're here with Chef Rick Bayless from Frontera and Topolobampo. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
We're great, and we're so excited to see you here at the Fancy Food Show.
You.
And you're talking about a lot of your products that are available in stores now.
Well, yes, we have actually for 10 years we've developed this range of products that capture the regional flavors of Mexico. We started with salsas and then added some organic chips, and now we've got seasonings and hot sauces and even a whole range of border barbecue sauces, we call them, because they have the flavors of Mexico, but then they're done in a style that everyone would recognize as sort of barbecue sauce-like.
Okay, great. So I like that you say that, because you can find your products in the store. They're pretty common, but at the same time you do have a focus on regional Mexican cuisine, and you're introducing people to specific tastes from specific places.
Well, that's exactly why we started the company, because we can only pack so many people into our restaurant, and we decided that since people wait for weeks and weeks to come for a reservation in our restaurant, that it would be wonderful to offer them something more that they could enjoy in their homes. In other words, they could have those great regional flavors of Mexico. And most of the salsas that are made in the United States are made in a very American style. So we wanted to take the traditional flavors of Mexico, the chipotles and habaneros and even obscure chilies like arbol chilies and guajillo chilies, and blend those together in very traditional ways. So that means that we take all the raw ingredients and we roast them, and then we blend them with the chilies, and what we end up with is a flavor that is so of a place. That's what we're really all about. We want to capture that flavor of a place. And there's so much generic food in the world. We wanted to stand up and say, let's get specific with it.
So then it seems that your food philosophy is a very purist philosophy. You really want to stay true to the indigenous ingredients of regional parts of Mexico. Is that right?
Yes and no. I first of all, I have to say that what I'm really interested in is flavor. And I think that when you water flavor down to make it more generic, that you're losing the opportunity to offer your guests in the restaurant or the people that buy our products the real thing, the real wonderful experience. So that's what I'm really after. I want people to taste things that I get really excited about, that I think are super delicious. And if I were to make them taste more American, I'd be robbing our customers of a fabulous experience.
Well, I remember my first taste of your salsa at Topolobampo, and I wasn't ready for the zing. It was the first time I had a zing of that kind. I thought, wow, I've been missing out here. So yeah, and so what have you found there's any kind of barrier with the American palate? You kind of have to walk them through baby steps to these spicier flavors or truer flavors?
We always offer a wide variety of dishes on our menu, so we can hopefully, maybe we didn't do it in your case, but we hopefully can get each person to the right dish on our menu for them.
Right.
But I have found that the American public is really ready for an adventure. And sometimes what I find from our guests is that they're pushing us instead of us pushing them.
Right,
they're pushing.
I went to Oaxaca last month. Can you do this dish?
Right. They'll say that. They'll say, it's like, oh man, when is the black mole from Oaxaca going to come on the menu? Because we haven't seen it there for a while. And it's like, man. Or they'll say, yeah, we were just fell in love with the roasted habanero salsa in the Yucatan, which is spicy enough to start an atomic bomb, and they want that stuff. They want the full experience, whether it's unusual or whether it's spicy. We have guests that are pushing us to just offer a wide variety of things. Not that everything on our menu is that way, or we do salsas just like you'll find them in Mexico that go from mild to very spicy, because that's really what it's all about, is to offer that variety, I think.
Let's talk briefly about some regional things, because everyone, they hear me talking a lot about, I'm from Albuquerque, and we have very specific regional cuisine, and it gets lumped together a lot with other foods. And now you focus in your restaurants, again, on the specific regional stuff. Tell us about the differences on the menu, say, between Frontera and Topolobampo.
Well, First of all, I'll say that if you really follow our changing menu a lot, you'll see that what we offer in our restaurant is foods from central and southern Mexico. We almost do nothing from the north because it's just never captured my attention as much as the food in Veracruz, in Puebla, in Oaxaca, out in the Yucatan. I love that kind of stuff. So we changed the menu. We have 2 dining rooms. Frontera obviously is the sort of informal, high-spirited place. All of the appetizers are served family style. It's simpler food. And in that dining room, you'll see all of those regional specialties, but more things that you would find, say, in marketplaces, street vendors, things like that. In Topolobampo, it'll be the same sort of flavors, but in a very different kind of presentation, because Topolobampo obviously is our fine dining restaurant, but what we do is the more special occasion dishes, the celebratory dishes, the things that you will find people making for special occasions, in whether it's in a village or in a big city. And I think that when you compare what we do, say, in Topolobampo with some of the fine dining places in Mexico City, you'll see a lot of similarity. It's much more of a kind of big city restaurant.
And it gives you an opportunity to play with some plating and some interesting presentations that maybe you wouldn't find at a casual street vendor kind of setting.
Well, we have the same number of cooks in Topolobampo that we have in Frontera, and we do exactly double the number of plates out of the kitchen. So it gives us way more time in Topolobampo to do some of those really fun, fine dining touches. Yeah. And that's what we like to do. I mean, it's really fun because it's not stuff people are going to do at home. It's the kind of thing that you go out for a special occasion, and you want to see all that craftsmanship on the plate. I mean, we don't ever let the craftsmanship take over the flavor, because in some restaurants it's a lot of frou-frou on the plate, but you're not satisfied with the flavor of it. And for us, we build every plate from flavor to presentation. So we always go that direction, because I want anybody to come into anybody that has a Mexican grandmother to come into our restaurant and go, wow, this took me right back to my grandmother's kitchen.
Como le hace la abuela.
La abuela, exactly. So that's what we're looking for, is that sort of satisfaction. Whether we're doing it in a fancy presentation or not, doesn't really matter. Still, you gotta hit them in the gut.
Right. Chef Bayless, thank you so much.
Oh, it's a real pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.